All right. Hey, welcome into the round pen with, let me introduce you to Coco. She is a 5-year-old Mustang mare. She just came in today for me to get her started under saddle. And I've already figured out she's not a typical Mustang because they've had her, the folks who own her have had her since she was 2. So most of her life, and she's actually a little bit spoiled. She's not like a typical Mustang that's afraid and wants to run away from you. Actually the opposite. They've been feeding her treats and she's a little nibbly and a little bit grumpy about some things. So what happened, this is her first session. I worked with her about 20 minutes and teaching her to lunge, she started rearing up. And I don't know if, I think she'll probably do it here in a second so you can watch. And I got, well, that's a good chance to do a video because that scares a lot of people when a horse rears up. And what do most people do when a horse rears up? They back up, okay, which is the absolute wrong thing to do. Rearing up is not an aggressive move for a horse. All right, let me say that again. Rearing up is not an aggressive move for a horse. Rearing up is an evasive move. If she rears up, she's trying to get away from me. She's not trying to come at me or hurt me. And so what I'm going to do if she rears up for the most part is ignore it. Now, if she won't move, I'll use my stick. And if you haven't watched my video I did a couple weeks ago on whips and spurs are cruel, I hope you'll scroll down on the channel and watch it. Because if I do tap her with this stick, it's about like that. Okay, I'm not beating on this horse or anything like that. That's about 1/1000th the amount of pressure she would get if a horse out in the pasture kicked her. All right, so I'm not doing anything horrible to her. I'm just putting pressure on her so that she understands what I'm asking. So I've been teaching her this, and let's see if she's learned anything. Took about a 15-minute break. So I'm going to point to my right, cluck, tap. Again, point. Good. So she went on the cluck, which is exactly what I wanted. That's pretty nice. So giving her that 15-minute break might have been all she needed, and she may never give me another lick of trouble. That's what we would want, right? And when I say trouble, she's not trying to give me trouble. She just does not understand what I'm asking her to do. She's not trying to be bad or anything. Horses don't have that in them. I've said this many times. Horses don't have a sin nature like people. They don't have that. And she doesn't know to give to the pressure of the halter just yet. She has been led around, and the folks who owned her, just rubbed on her and made her gentle, which is really good. She's licking her lips there. But she doesn't understand cues and things that I'm going to teach her. All right, let's go the other way. Point. Okay. She didn't. I'm bumping her because she went the wrong way. Point. All right. So she kind of sort of reared up. It wasn't much. And that's just, again, she's trying to get away. She's a little frustrated. She doesn't quite understand the lesson, but she's getting it. And so when a horse rears up, what do? For the most part, I just ignore it. That's what I do. And then when she reared up pretty high earlier, and when she came down, then I went ahead and tapped her with a stick and said, "You done? Let's move." Okay. Let's yield her hindquarters, which she just learned how to do. Point. Beautiful. She pulled the rope out of my hand, which is no big deal. That happens. So she's tossing her head and fussing with the pressure of the halter a little bit, but for the first day, it's not bad. She's not given to that very well, but not too bad. Okay. And when they brought her in this morning, we were kind of working on her feet. Her feet were overgrown, and I trimmed a little on the front, and my intern Richard there, who's behind the camera, when I said, "Why don't you do the back feet?" and she kicked him. And so, which I felt mildly bad about, but better him than me. What do you say? So what that means is we need to work with her a little bit on her feet, just learning to give us her feet. So what I'm going to do, and I start every colt this way. All right. I'm going to put that over under her front feet, which the front feet were okay, but I always start on the front. So I'm going to ask her to give to that, and she did pretty nicely. Okay. Give to that. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let's see if I can kind of lead her just a little bit with that rope on her foot. There we go. Good. All right. We'll do the same thing on the other front foot. So this is good that I can do all this on the first day. I didn't know how far we'd be able to get with her, but that's pretty good. That was nice. So she gave to that pressure pretty nicely. Good girl. I'm not pulling very hard. Good. Can we kind of lead her just a little bit? All right. Okay. Now, the back feet. Okay, let's hope this doesn't get Western in any way. If I thought she was really dangerous, then what I would do is get a longer rope and have her step into it. She doesn't seem to me to be that dangerous. I think I can reach down here and do that. And I could. She wasn't acting threatening to me in any way. Okay, so let's see what she'll do on this back foot. And what the main thing here on the back foot is I want to make sure she cannot spin around and kick me. So I've got this rope short enough that if she does anything ornery, I can pull her nose toward me and push her hip away from me. So I'm pretty safe here. If she does anything bad, which I kind of don't think she will, but you need to be prepared nonetheless. Okay, I want her to give to that. There we go. I think she'll probably be a little bit more reluctant with the back feet. We'll see. Yeah, a little bit. Wasn't bad. Okay. Okay. And this is how the beginnings of how you teach a horse to pick up her feet. And this horse has been trimmed. Farrier's trimmed her several times, so I don't think she's going to give me a big problem. All right. See if I can lead her with this back foot. There. Good. Good. She's a little bit, yeah, she's kicking against it a little bit. Grumpy a little bit, not bad. I've certainly seen much, much worse. Okay, so I'll just hold that till she relaxes. And then when she relaxes, I'm going to set it down. There. Okay, this is Magic. She's a pretty thing, isn't she? She's a 5-year-old mare, and she's been handled quite a bit from what I'm told. But beyond that, not a whole lot. I don't know what she knows or anything. But the first thing I want to teach her is to face up to me. So you can see she's looking at the horses down there, and she's nervous. She's only been here a couple hours. But I want to teach her to face up to me. And let's see what I can do to kind of get her, put some pressure on her here. There. There. Okay, and then she turned away from me. Okay, so she licked her lips because that was stressful for her. There, when she looks at me, I release the pressure. So this is just a first lesson for her. I want her to face me. I don't want her to ignore me. And if I have to, I can get a training stick in here or a lead rope or something and tap her if I have to. But when she looks at me like that, I'm going to back up. Okay, good girl. Okay, oh, that's the first time she actually sniffed me and said, "Oh, somebody's in here with me?" Ah, there we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, then her attention went away. And again, this is her first time away from home. They loaded her up first time in a trailer today. So, I'm not going to expect perfection today because she's pretty emotionally distraught. And today, she'll get better in the next couple of days as she has time to kind of adapt. There. For now, that's not bad. She looked at me, kind of licked her lips a little. I just want her to kind of acknowledge that, hey, there's a feller in here, there's a cowboy in here messing with me. That's much better. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. I could do this with a rope, and I might here in a second. Okay. Let's just put the lead rope over her neck. Yeah. So she's broke the lead, obviously. She just came right around there. So that might not be the best way to do it because she's responding to the rope, which I really like. I'm glad she's that responsive to the rope. But I want her to do it without a rope. So we're going to put her in the round pen and kind of work on it a little bit out there. See if we can get something. Come here, babe. I like that she's real gentle. That's a good thing. So I just need to teach her to kind of come with me and be attentive to me. There you go. That's a good girl. All right, that's a good place to put a halter on her, and we'll take her work some more. So stick with us. This horse's name is Magic. I don't know if I told you that. And we'll see what happens with her training.